half and half game review. Recently, I was faffing about on my Oculus and I came across a game that I've been meaning to try. Half and Half is a wonderful example of what is being done right in the world of VR, and I want to talk about what's good, what's bad, and what the future holds. Let's get to the intro. Hi, I'm Benjamin. And I'm Benjamin. He, him. I, and my more negative side, make videos about tech and gaming, and we can't do it without your help, so if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. Also, the giveaway has finished. More on that below the like button. First of all, Half and Half is developed by a studio called Normal VR. I don't know any of these people personally, but playing their game has given me a really huge appreciation for their creative process. Let's start with game design. A really huge problem which plagues a lot of VR games is the polygon count. While it's really cool that we have VR, the reality is that if a game is excessively complex, there is no way that it'll run standalone in Oculus. And even on desktop, you may need a really beefy gaming rig to pull it off. What's really delightful about Half and Half is that it learns to lean into the requirement for simplicity. The game is basically just made up of squares, cones, and triangles, but damn if they didn't make it look elegant, colorful, and stylish. Not only that, but they've taken every advantage that VR has to offer and amplified it. For example, there's really no limit to the scale that things can be when you build in VR and you make it simple. The opening screen is actually a great example of how this can be very cool. Next, interaction. Let's talk about something that's really shitty and awful about most multiplayer games in general, but which is specifically bad in VR. Benjamin, take it away.
What Ben is referring to is the soul-jarring experience of voice channels built into gameplay. Imagine that you're on a phone call with 20 people and all of them, for some reason, are 11 or younger, and all of them are yelling horrible, stupid things into your ears. It's like pouring a bucket of bolts into a blender, and it makes gameplay almost unbearable. This problem is not unique to VR. It happens in a lot of online gaming communities, which are very toxic, but it's really accentuated by the nature of VR because someone can come over and yell in your ear. Really, we should probably find whoever decided to make that a standard feature and just shoot them in the head.
I think we get the general idea, Ben. Thanks for the commentary. The point I was trying to get to is that Normal VR built their game in a very deliberate way to get around the stupid bolt and cyberbullying. First of all, you can't talk to strangers, which is a huge step in the right direction.
Who thought that talking to strangers for no reason on the internet was a good idea?
What's really magical to me about this, however, is that when I spawned in the lobby, I wasn't assaulted by 100 different people yelling about what they want to do to my mom. I looked over, I saw a stranger, I beckoned them over, and we jumped into a game together. This was kind of a special moment. And it's great because it not only fosters friendship and visual communication, it also transcends language. Which brings me to my next point, multiplayer. Firstly, you can invite friends. Much like the game codes supplied to us in Among Us, you can send these codes to your friends and invite them to play with you. You can even choose to make each game mode that you're playing exclusive to you and your party. I know this might overall sound kind of gushy.
That's because you're gushing.
But I have to say that all well-developed software has one thing in common. The design is so intuitive that you don't even have to think about it. Unless you're a design nerd, in which case you think about it a lot. Next, game modes. Honestly, something I really love about this game is that it's really just a bunch of different games built into one. I think by far my favorite though is hide and seek, which I know, it sounds kind of crazy, but first of all, Normal VR took advantage of something that's really special about VR, which is forced perspective. This is very different from forced perspective in photography. In VR, this means that the game can make you as big or small as it wants to. This is one of the strengths of VR. What happens in hide and seek in this case is that the hiders become tiny and can fling themselves long distances. The seekers become huge and have to bumble around to try and catch the hiders. If the hiders find all the orbs without getting caught, they win.
My only real complaint here is that the game seems to be skewed in favor of the seekers.
Oh, did somebody lose a lot of times?
Mostly because the hiders have to move around and find the orbs. I think maybe to level the playing field, brief camouflage or invisibility might be a cool addition.
All of that said, the game is a really fun to play, and overall, it's just one of 5 games or game modes that you can play. Some of the games are probably better described as immersive environments, but for all that, they're really beautiful to look at and to be in.
There was one game involving a glider and a ball. I have to say that tracking a moving object in space while flying a glider in VR did give me some motion sickness.
That may also have been because you were doing it wrong. Ultimately, games like this remind me of Monument Valley, which is one of the highest compliments I can give a game. It reminds me of Monument Valley because it's innovative, fun, and fiendishly clever. Here's the biggest thing though. Somehow, this game is available for free on the Oculus Store. If you haven't downloaded it, I would strongly recommend that you do. Also, check out Normal VR's website. If you're a design nerd like me, you will find it as delightfully well developed as the game they've made. There are lots of fun surprises. I will leave a link to it below the like button. You got anything else, Ben? You've been pretty quiet.
Not really. It was beautiful.
Ultimately, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching it all the way to the end, and as always, we'll be right back.